The great Russian artist, Iliya Repin, depicted the great Russian writer a good deal of times. He even depicted him lying under the tree and even in a bath. Can you imagine? There are several published lines left out of their memories. Leo Tolstoy writes to his friend. That great Russian artist Iliya Repin has been living at my house for almost a week. He takes a lot of my time. Actually, I don't like it, but I am very much glad, and I like him. That's a published line, yeah? Iliya Repin writes in his memories, on a hot August day, I am painting the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy. He is working hard, plowing a field of a widow living in a just village. But probably there is some unpublished story behind that published story. Why not to imagine kind of historical reconstruction, how Iliya Repin painted the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy. A background is important. Leo Tolstoy was born in a village, Yasnaya Polyana, where he exercised hard physical work and developed many talents, had a special exercises, in particular visiting houses of some women and widows nearby. He was strong, well-built, and stout man. Probably something like that, yeah? Sometimes he was quite serious. But anyway, Iliya Repin was also born in the village, Chuguyev, near a city of Kharkov. But he didn't go for a lot of physical work at the village. He went directly to an academy of arts in St. Petersburg, where he practiced different kinds of exercises, practicing his mastering his hand, just looking for spots, points, places to paint, angles, searching for light, for proper light. So he wasn't actually physically strong. Leo Tolstoy at that time was in a personal crisis. As a matter of fact, he was in quite a number of personal crises. The first one that, with the help of his many strengths and talents, he tried to teach and exercise the whole corrupted Russian society, in particular high society. In return, he received a good measure of critics and some other lessons. So he was deep felt blue. But other crises were kind of local. As he developed some relationships at the village Yasnaya Polyana, he still kept doing that exercises, visiting houses of some women and widows. And they say that by his 60s, there were quite many children and young people resembling the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy. Imagine the day of Leo Tolstoy, normal day at that time. So he gets up early in the morning and goes directly just to the field of that one widow to whom probably he had a special attitude, past the houses of those crises, yes, something like that, yeah? When he found himself at that place, at the field, he looked around, enjoying the scenery, birds singing, sun shining, and all crisis away, he gets hold of the plow and goes up the hill 33 times a day for 6 hours. 33 times a day, for 6 hours. By the end of the day, he was happily exhausted. And then he goes back to his house, past those house of small local crisis, yeah, takes a cup of tea, and goes for his writing. Probably cup of tea and writing not at the same place, because the house of widow is somewhere nearby. Iliya Repin appears at the field, and I'm here, the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy, to paint you while you will be working. You can imagine the face of Leo Tolstoy. Yeah, okay, well. So Leo Tolstoy goes for his work, yeah, 33 times a day, 6 hours, exhausted, and taking looks at the great Russian artist Iliya Repin. Iliya Repin exercises his skills and looking for spots, for points, for angles, for light, proper light. Yeah, making some sketches, yeah, like that. And that's for 7 days long, for 1 week long. What to do? But the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy was genius. By the end of that week, it dawned at him that he can invite the great Russian artist Iliya Repin to just practice plowing. Imagine that. So the great Russian artist Iliya Repin, why not to practice that plowing? And I'll just have a repose and look at you. Who, me? Yeah, you. So the great Russian artist Iliya Repin tries to get hold with his artistic just hands of that plow, and he manages to cover only the half of one only run, yeah, up the hill. So at a cup of tea in the evening, the great Russian artist Iliya Repin tells to the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy, you know, Lev Nikolaevich, I have some arrangements at the city, so I'm in position to go back to the city. Leo, yeah, I understand you. And later, they met more than once, and Iliya, the great Russian artist Iliya Repin, made a lot of paintings of Leo Tolstoy, lying under the tree, in a bath, and sitting at a cup of tea at his house.